Has withdrawn his request for asylum in Russia. It follows a statement by the Russian president that the fugitive whistleblower is welcome to stay only if he stops harming Washington. The details now from RT's Igor Piskarov.
There were lots of conflicting reports over whether or not Snowden had asked Russia for political asylum, and it turns out that late on Sunday he passed an envelope with a written request to a representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry through the legal expert from WikiLeaks who was accompanying him on this trip at Sheremetyevo airport, but then took the request back after hearing what Russia's President Vladimir Putin had to say on this, and he voiced his condition, saying that Moscow is not planning to extradite him, but he could stay, but only if he stopped working against Washington. We've later heard from the President's press secretary, Dmitry Peskov, who added that Russia considered Snowden a human rights activist, and passing him over to the U.S., where the death penalty is still actively used, is impossible. The envelope passed over to the Russian diplomat also contained applications to 20 other countries for political asylum, and 10 of them have already officially rejected, including Brazil and India. 8 EU member states have also given the red light so far, including Germany and Spain. They say that under their rules, all applicants for political asylum have to be on their territory. Now, Venezuela and Bolivia are the countries which seem to be ready to provide political asylum to Mr. Snowden, and earlier RT's Spanish channel managed to speak exclusively to the presidents of both countries.
Yes, why not? Of course, the situation is far from ideal. His case is constantly discussed on an international level. Bolivia is ready to give political asylum to the people who expose spying activities, so to speak.
This young man must be protected in terms of international and humanitarian law, because he's being pursued by the US, by its president, vice president, by the Secretary of State. Why is he being pursued? What kind of crime has he committed? Has he launched a missile or killed anyone? No, he hasn't. On the contrary, he's doing everything to prevent wars, to prevent any kind of illegal action against the whole world.
Ecuador was the first country which Snowden asked for political asylum. Now we've heard from the country's president, who said that he has to be at least on Russian territory in order for them to start processing it. But Snowden is currently believed to be still staying in this transit zone at Sheremetyevo airport, where he arrived to around a week ago from Hong Kong with the invalid American passport. The U.S. is still asking for his extradition, while Snowden is promising more revelations.
Well, Edward Snowden has threatened new leaks over U.S. spying programs. Political commentator Alexander Nekrasov believes that President Putin's asylum condition for the fugitive whistleblower reflects the relationship between Moscow and Washington.
I personally think that there are two kinds of relations going on between the West and Russia, and America as well, and Russia. They have business relations, which are growing all the time and developing. And we have political relations, when we have politicians posturing and saying things that don't really mean. And I don't think that America and Russia will fall out over Snowden. It's just that Snowden is not that big an issue for the Americans and Russians. They have so many other headaches. They have to sort out Syria. They have to sort out so many other things. But it does make a good soundbite, you know, when commentators say, ah, yes, the Cold War is back, which is complete rubbish, actually. And that's why we will see hacks continuing to put on the pressure and say all those things. No, I don't see any serious problem in relations between Russia and the West.